we today want to talk about something that we have actually been putting some work into. We're not the best at it yet, but we have definitely changed how we used to do this side of our lives at home with ourselves and our family. But that is eating better. Simply put,
healthy eating
better.
habits with a busy lifestyle is probably like...
It's the best title
it really
of
is,
this
it's
video.
So difficult.
It
really
is. And when you look at it from like a 30,000-foot view, like eating healthy isn't really that
we make
hard,
it so much
but
harder
we
on
make
ourselves.
it so much harder than it needs to be. I think one of the things that anybody can do to just simply start eating better is just simplifying the process of eating, right?
Yes.
So what do we mean when we say simplify the eating process? I think a little bit of planning goes a long way in understanding, the foods that we
What is
we
the
ingest.
saying? If you plan to fail, if you fail to plan to fail.
There you go.
So it's the same thing with your food.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I know, right?
I've heard it somewhere, but
I got it backwards. Sorry. But it's true. Like if you don't have any type of plan for your food in the week, like you're 100% gonna flop. I mean,
yeah, you're living out here willy nilly, and
that's my favorite word. So what kind of plans can we talk about?
So I think you actually honestly do a really good job of the planning side of things. Even if it's the same day, like you always come home and you're like, I know what we're gonna have for dinner. Or like you text me in the middle of the day and you're like,
can you take out this?
This is what's for dinner, or take this out, or whatever. So I honestly think that you already do a really good job at, planning the food.
So then I guess I'll break down my planning.
I think another thing that you do, or that you have instilled or whatever, and I think a lot of people probably do this already, but they do it with bad food, is we have like the same 5 to 7 meals.
I'm going to be honest, yes, and I grew up like that.
And I think that's okay.
I grew up like that, and I thought it was so annoying, and when I became an adult, I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that. And then I became a parent, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But my planning starts before the kitchen,
Of course.
My planning really starts... with the groceries.
Yeah.
And it actually comes from simplifying even that.
Yeah. But you also shop for groceries in the new age wave.
Yes.
On your phone. You don't walk up and down the aisle. Because I think sometimes, too, that gets a lot of people in trouble.
If I walked up and down the aisles, number one, I would not simplify my finances or the things that I bought. I would be super impulsive, and it would not be healthy. I wouldn't take into account the ingredients or anything like that.
Yeah.
But for me, the utilization of grocery apps and pickups and things like that, one, has simplified everything. But two, I basically have a cart that is like
a history.
It has basically everything we need. And then I just ask, what are a few extras that we might need this week if we're changing something up on one of the meals or something like that. So it makes it less stressful to click. I know basically how much it's going to be. I know roughly what we're going to be making, and how that's going to go. And that simplicity makes the rest of the tasks a little bit less stressful.
Yeah.
And less stress brings more,